Motivation. We all want it, but most of us struggle to keep it. One day, you're pumped up, ready to conquer the world. The next, you just want to stay in bed and scroll through your phone. And that's the problem with motivation. It's unreliable. It's like your Wi-Fi connection. Sometimes it's strong, other times it disappears for no reason. But what if I told you that staying motivated is actually simple? Yeah, I know. Sounds fake, right? But stick with me because by the end of this video, you'll understand why motivation isn't about willpower, but about something much, much easier. Most people believe motivation is a feeling, that you either wake up with it or you don't. And if you don't, well, guess you're stuck on the couch doing nothing. But here's the truth. Motivation isn't something you have. It's something you create. Think about it. Have you ever been super excited to start something, like a new workout routine, a side project, or a habit, only to completely lose that motivation a few days later? That's because motivation based on feelings doesn't last. The most successful people in the world don't rely on motivation. They rely on something much simpler: action. And here's why that works. Most people think motivation leads to action, but actually, it's the other way around. Action leads to motivation. Ever noticed how getting started is always the hardest part? Like you don't feel like going for a run, but the moment you start jogging, you're fine? That's because movement changes your mental state. Psychologists call this behavioral activation. Your brain doesn't get motivated first. It gets motivated after you start moving. That's why small actions matter more than big intentions. If you wait until you feel like doing something, you'll be waiting forever. But if you start, even when you don't feel like it, motivation shows up on its own. All right, so action creates motivation. But how do you take action when you really, really don't feel like it? Simple. The 2-minute rule. The rule is this. If something feels overwhelming, just commit to doing it for 2 minutes. That's it. Want to start working out? Just put on your workout clothes. Want to read more? Just read 1 paragraph. Want to clean your room? Just pick up 1 thing and put it away. At first, it sounds too easy, but that's the point. Starting is the hardest part. Once you do, your brain naturally wants to keep going. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain hates unfinished tasks. So, trick yourself. Tell yourself you're just doing 2 minutes. More often than not, you'll keep going. Now let's talk about consistency. Because motivation isn't just about starting, it's about keeping going. Enter the no-zero rule. The idea is simple. Never let a day go by without doing something towards your goal, even if it's tiny. Let's say you're learning a new language. 1 sentence a day counts. Trying to get fit? 1 push-up counts. Writing a book? 1 sentence counts. It might feel like nothing, but here's what happens. You keep momentum, and momentum is everything. Because once you stop completely, it's way harder to start again. The goal is to remove the all-or-nothing mindset. Even on your worst days, do something, because something is always better than nothing. Here's a secret almost no one tells you about motivation. It's easier when you stop focusing on goals and start focusing on identity. What do I mean? Instead of saying, I need to work out, say, I'm the kind of person who works out. Instead of, I need to read more, say, I'm the kind of person who loves learning. Because when something is part of who you are, you don't need motivation. You just do it. Ever noticed how people who identify as runners don't need to remind themselves to go for a run? They just do it because it's who they are. So instead of forcing motivation, start reinforcing identity. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be? And start acting like that person. Even in small ways. Motivation isn't just about mindset, it's about environment. Your surroundings play a huge role in what you do or don't do. Think about it. If your phone is next to you while working, you'll check it. If junk food is in your house, you'll eat it. If Netflix is open, you'll watch it. Your brain follows the path of least resistance. So, set up your environment to make good habits easy and bad habits hard. Want to read more? Leave books everywhere. Want to stop scrolling social media? Log out after every session. Want to exercise more? Sleep in your workout clothes. Small changes in your environment make motivation almost automatic. So here's the simple truth. Motivation isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. Take action first, even if it's tiny. Use the 2-minute rule. Follow the no-zero rule. Reinforce your identity and design your environment for success. Because staying motivated is simple, actually. If this video helped, hit like and subscribe for more simple life hacks. And let me know in the comments, what's your biggest struggle with motivation?